What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. I don't know if I have the camera on or not. We are down here to talk about the Real Housewives of New York City. I was just listening to Candace's new single called Drive Back. It sounds okay. I like the first song better. I guess it's probably the sound that I liked more, but yeah, they use a lot of auto-tune. I'm not really a fan of that. I don't think she need too much of it, but it's okay. Yeah, Candace, she sounds good. I'm proud of her. Good. Go, Candace. Go, Candace. Okay, so we're down here to talk about Real Housewives of New York City, and if I have some time, I'll get in a little bit of a few trending topics, because I want to we'll talk about it later. I don't want to talk about it now. Okay. Anyways, I was half asleep watching Real Housewives of New York. I was laying down and I was like, okay, let me watch it. It was like, I think I was done watching it probably about like 12:45 or something like that. So I was like laying down. Overall, the episode, I don't know about New York City. Is it almost over? That's what I want to know. Is it almost over? Because I feel like it's not fun. I feel like it's not fun. And, I think that what's expected is not what's happening. But what's happening is something, I guess, that needs to happen. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I feel like the friend group was infiltrated. I do. And I feel like forcing conversations in order to determine where your values lie. I think forcing the conversations and not allowing them to happen organically, and then for them to keep happening over and over again as if you still haven't received clarity on where these people stand. If you have to keep asking over and over and over again, evidently you're not clear on where they stand. And at this point, with you having to feel as though you have to force these conversations over and over again, is this the friend group that you want to be in? Because we are on episode, I think we're in the double digits of the episodes now, and it seems that you have been with these people over and over again on several different occasions, and on every occasion there has to be some sort of lesson, and in order to determine where someone's value lies. If you have to keep testing people, it's not the relationship that you want to be in. And that's the advice that I'm going to give to Eboni. And that's it. They start off where they left off. Eboni says that I feel like you're all listening to me with the exception of Ramona. So Luann was like, come on, let's just eat. That's where we actually can relate to each other. Did y'all catch that? Usually people can relate to each other over food or music, right? Eboni lets everybody know at the table that her grandmother died. And it's just like, gosh, I'm so sorry, Eboni. I don't know. I was looking at the TV like, why are they forcing crying? Maybe I don't know. Like Leah, the way she started crying at first, I was like, girl, what's wrong? And I thought she was crying so hard and fake and without emotion. I'm just trying. That's how she was crying. Did you catch any emotion in my face? Oh, is it because they have Botox? Is that what's going on? Bitch, I just put two and two together. Is that why everybody looks like that when they cry? I was like, why is nobody really, like, face really crying? Leah, Eboni, Ramona, all y'all faces be like, Yeah, your eyes be done because they can't stick. If they could stick Botox in your eyes. Her grandmother died. Ramona tells Eboni, "You hold too much in, girl. Like, Eboni, you do seem like, just in your personality, you do seem stuffed. You seem like you're uptight. You seem like you're wound up. You do. And on top of taking yourself very seriously, it's a lot. And honestly, take the advice that I gave you at the beginning, at the top of the show. Eboni wants to get a tattoo, and Eboni and Leah, since both of their grandmothers have transitioned, they're going to get tattoos of their grandmother's names. And Leah gets Marie, that's her grandmother's name. I think Eboni's grandmother's name was Katie or Kate. And she got a white tattoo that was blending in with her complexion. It really literally looked like, girl, it looks like a scar. That's what it looked like. I don't know what it's going to look like when it heals. Maybe she'll share it on the Instagram, and I don't follow Eboni, so I'll never know, I guess. But yeah, it's just another thing about her personality. I'm like, girl, you could have got a henna tattoo and whatever. Anyways, Ramona and Sonia disagree with them getting tattoos. There's a lot of judgment behind tattoos. They see tattoos as trashy. Remember last season, or the season that Leah first came on and she took off her shirt, and Sonia was really adamant about, like, I don't have tattoos. I don't date men with tattoos. I think tattoos are they think they're disgusting. And they were really trying to, like, Ramona was really trying to talk Leah, like, Eboni, are you sure you want to get this? Are you sure this is what you want to get? This is what you want to do? It was weird because even when Eboni was crying about her grandmother, she tried to make a joke that was not funny. And it was like, I don't know. I'm sorry. And I know y'all gonna feel like, oh my God, she's picking on the only black girl. Oh, Brashawn is there. But I feel like, I don't know, Eboni's personality, there's a disconnect for me. There is a disconnect. And then on top of her, like, I'm not connecting with her. I feel like it's phone. I feel like it's a performance. I feel like it's fake. I feel like her personality, like she drinks so much, and I've never seen Eboni drunk. Like, I don't know, like I haven't seen her, and you don't have to be drunk, but loosen up. Like, oh God, loosen up. Like, I don't even want to be in a friend group where I have to be on edge like that, and I have to wonder if you're aligned with white supremacy. Like, literally, if you are in friendships with anyone and you have to wonder if they are aligned with white supremacy, that is not a friend group you want to be in. Like, and I'm not asking to be in the friend group. I'm not going to force myself into the friend group. I'm not going to keep coming back to the friend group trying to get clarity for the 9th time. I'm not doing that. Like, that shit is crazy to me. She got white ink. Anyways, the next day we see Luann is in there. She's meditating and chanting. It really sounded good. I was like, yes, Luann. Brashawn is in the other room doing her affirmations. I love to see it. I was like, that looked like my morning routine. Okay, come on, let's do it. And then Sonia and Ramona are in there having pillow talk, right? Leah was on the phone with Ramona talking about what they're going to do with the day, and she when she was on the phone with Ramona, she was like, oh my God, I just got the worst headache. I just got this splitting headache. Then she calls Sonia to tell Sonia what just happened with Ramona, and you know they're in the bed together. So Ramona's like, bitch, I'm right here. What are you talking about? You talking about me? I'm sitting right here, bitch. That's what your ass get. That's what your ass get, Leah. That's what your ass get. So then Brashawn and Eboni are in the room and they're having a conversation. I was actually waiting for this to happen. I didn't know when it was going to happen, but I was like, the only 2 black women on the show, there has to be some sort of conversation that they're going to have sooner or later. So Eboni goes into Bershawn's room and she kind of is asking Bershawn, how did everything come off? And she told her, you sound a little bit like Malcolm X, sister, but you know, it is what it is. And she's like, can you really teach them? Like, is this like basically saying like, is this the group you want to kiki with? Are you going to be able to kiki after you do like, you know, your full fucking civil rights speech? Like, what are you going to do after that? Like, like, it really is important, but it's like one of the fastest ways to dampen the mood. Race, politics, religion. Because it's all constructed. And people have, you know, hard, firm views about certain things. And after you have that conversation, depending on the group, I don't know if you can really come back and have a good old time afterwards, right? Because even at the table, it's kind of hard, right, to cause all of that hullabaloo in the beginning and then sit down and say, my grandmother died, express empathy towards me. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe I'm thinking too deep into it, but I thought it's weird. It's like, now I've asked you women, are you aligned with white supremacy? Now I'm going to sit here and tell you that my grandmother died and, you know, receive hugs. Now these women have to empathize with you when they're probably really not feeling you right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of weird. So, Bershawn just basically tells Eboni, it's just a lot. It is a lot. It's a lot. Like, I would have told Eboni the same thing. Like, after the thing, I wouldn't have said anything there. I would have definitely, like I said on the last review, I would have definitely stayed on code. And then the next day or later on, you and I are going to have a conversation because, girl, what are you doing? How many times do you need to find out if they're aligned to white supremacy or not? You already know the bitch voted for Trump. And then she's like, if it's for tax reasons, say that. But if you know that, why do I need to say it? Because you're still not sure. And do you think that Ramona's going to say, yeah, you know what? My grandparents actually owned slaves and actually... Do you think she's going to say that? Or is she going to say, or my uncle belongs to the Klan? Like, is she going to really tell you? You believe that she's really going to tell you that? If she doesn't want to tell you who she's voted for and is very, like, adamant on that, do you think she's going to reveal to you that she is a practicing racist? So they're going out for the day. Then, ironically, they're going to look at the history of this racist ass area. Ironically, that Leah brings everybody to. Right? So we're looking at the pioneers and the settlers. Eboni was like, I'm cool. I'm not wearing no colonizer's costume. I'm good. Leah goes, are you okay if I wear the oppressor's, if I'm dressed like an oppressor? You're not going to be mad at me? Yeah, I'm not putting on the colonizer's uniform. I hollered. When he said that, girl, I was like, girl, you better not put that on. Number one, not only is it the colonizer's uniform, but number two, it's a costume that somebody else wore. Number three, we in a motherfucking pandemic. God damn it. Is Luann and Ramona was like, first of all, I'm not about to put on Sally Mae's pioneer settler colonizer costume after y'all done just said we was aligned with white supremacy. We out. We going taking a walk. So Ramona and Luann, they walk away, right? They walking down the street, and there's this woman who is like, you know, they're like in this like make-believe settler town or whatever. And this lady, she's on her porch sweeping, and Luann said, I'm sure, yeah, we're good wives. I'm sure you make a good wife. Look at you over there sweeping. Bitch, I was hollering. I was like, like Luann, it's funny because it's like all of the women, there's nobody on this show is married. Nobody. Nobody on this show is married. The Housewives of New York City. And it's been a long time since somebody has been on the show that has actually have a husband. So it was funny to me when she was like, yes, we were good wives, girl. Sonia is talking to Bershawn about everything that plagues her life. Everything that she's stuck to, everything that she's tethered to, every part of her identity is, she's talking about it with Bershawn. And she's talking about it, and then she's also talking about her drinking. And she's kind of minimizing her drinking and how she reacts when she's drinking. She mentions the water pill. Remember when she took that water pill and it dehydrated her and she got really, really loopy? I think she even hit her head on like the table, like she fell off of the table and hit her head on something, but they realized that she had taken a water pill and it dehydrated her and made her drunker than she should have been. Her blood alcohol level was higher than it should have been because she had no water in her body. Y'all remember that? That was actually scary to watch. Sonia been a party girl for a long time on these housewife streets. She really has. And it's now coming to this kind of head, right? And now that you have new eyes on you, right? You have Bershawn, you have Leah, you have Eboni. They get a different perspective of what's been happening in this friend group for this long with Sonia's behavior, Ramona's behavior. And, you know, people are, you know, talking about it. So Leah is concerned and Eboni, they're over there on the side and they're talking about how Sonia is really in denial. It's everything outside of herself that contributes to the way that she drinks except for her. So she's not taking accountability, which would lend you to believe that she is not ready to say, hey, I drank too much and I need to chill out or go to rehab to figure out how to chill out. That's what's happened. It is in extremely poor taste, and I don't want to see grown women using the bathroom on themselves. I don't know if this is a part of life. I don't know if Sonia says she wears a diaper when she goes out because of the bladder control, but I get the bladder control part. I don't get the sphincter control part. And I don't understand why Ramona continues to do that. And Sonia thinks it's hilarious. She thinks it is so funny. She pees on herself from laughing so much because gross. I was just like, this is disgusting. Anyways, so they go to this Italian restaurant. They're ordering drinks. Bershawn really looked like she was thinking about something before she said, y'all acting like a bunch of grandmas. Y'all are boring. This is boring. I'm bored, right? It looked like she was thinking before she did that. But she did. Maybe she was bored. Like, I can't believe I'm this bored. I'm not sure what Bershawn was expecting, which was kind of weird. What did you expect? I'm trying to figure out, you know, there's no one else in the restaurant. It's just you ladies. Half of y'all are sober. Sonia seems extremely drunk because everybody else is low-key sober. So she looks crazy as hell, right? And you're like, I'm bored. What are you bored of? What? Girl, sit down, have some drinks, have some small talk and eat. Get to know the people sitting at the table, right? She wants a little turn up or whatever. So they were like, well, let's get to know each other. So they were like, what do you got going on? And then she starts talking about some boring shit. Like, I think Luann made the point, like, girl, this is what you choose to talk about. We're trying to get to know each other. You say we old ladies. So they all get offended. You guys are some old ladies. It's okay. Y'all, that's why we laugh and that's why we like this show, because y'all some old ass white ladies acting crazy on TV. And it's funny as hell. It's funny. It's the ridiculousness of it all. that makes Real Housewives of New York a key. It really is. Bershan calls Sonia a clown. She tells Sonia, you doing all this stuff. And, I'm kind of in agreement with Bershan. It's like you really be acting like you act a mess. But you do seem like it's a show. Like, you want the attention. And Bershan is doing all of this. She was like, you acting like a clown. Like, okay. And then later she was like, okay, girl, go do your clown thing. And everybody took offense to it, right? It was a lot going on. It was hard for me to take notes because there was so much going on. But then it was funny. I noticed that Ramona said, every time I'm out with Bershan, she's funny. Tonight, she's not funny. And I was like, okay, so I don't know how to take that. Is she your entertainment? And to Eboni's point, as long as she's fun, it's cool. But when she gets serious, you don't want her to be around. And then it was like, but Bershan's calling them bored and calling Sonia a clown. It did seem weird, and Leah called it out. Leah was like, girl, what are you doing? Like, are you doing this on purpose? Like, what's going on, right? Anna goes and she gets on the table. It was very cringy. I was like, oh my God, I'm embarrassed. And then they're like faking, like clapping. And even the server was like trying to play along and clap with them as Ramona is awkwardly on top of this table looking like she's about to fall. And even, it was just really... The vibe was weird. I don't know what happened, but it was just really weird in the restaurant. Really, really weird. They're saying that Bershan was incredibly embarrassing. Was she embarrassing to you? I don't know what was going on, because the way that they cut it didn't seem like Bershan was doing much but just complaining that she was bored. And then when she insulted Sonia, everyone got upset. Don't talk to her like that. How dare you talk to her? Don't talk to her like that. And then I was noticing Eboni, and I was trying to... Eboni kept calling Bershan babe. I don't like that. We are not... It's like the babe that Keely... Babe, and poo-poo, and don't give me a term of endearment, especially when there's like conflict going on, because if you use a term of endearment in conflict, you're being nasty. And you're doing it on purpose. So that's what I got from Eboni. Eboni says that Bershan needs to relax. Back at the hotel, Bershan stumbles in because Leah gets upset and Leah leaves. And Leah caught herself in the interview. I don't know if you guys caught it, but she goes, how are you going to sit at a table and call everybody a hoe? Oh, you mean like you did in Sag Harbor? Oh, because you did it. But when Bershan does it, all of a sudden, it's, oh my God, I can't believe it. Bershan lets everybody know that Ramona doesn't really connect with Leah. And Leah is like, if that's what she said. But at first, Bershan didn't really want to say anything. She brought it up. But then I'm like, Leah, if you're not going to say any names, don't bring it up. Just say it. Don't bring it up if you're not going to give the full story. I do not like when people do that. I'll be like, if you can't tell me the full story, I don't want to hear it until you can. Because I ain't got time to play Scooby-Doo murder mystery and try to figure out who to pull the mask off of. I ain't got time to do it. So, but she just basically said that she's not connecting with Leah. And then Leah tells Ramona later, like, how could you say that when I really thought we connected? I guess, when we trauma bonded over there in Sag Harbor, when my grandmother, I was telling you about my grandmother, and you were telling me how, my grandmother was the only person who saw me, and all of this other stuff, which didn't seem loving at the time. There's this weird thing that Leah has with Ramona. I don't know what it is. I don't know if she sees Ramona as an older sister, if she sees Ramona as a mother figure or aunt. I don't know what it is, but Leah seems to expect a lot out of Ramona. I that's what I see. I don't know if anyone else sees that, but it's very strange the expectations that Leah has of Ramona. It's very weird. And the way she engages with her is very hostile. And then she comes back and is like, well, I thought you were my friend. I thought you were my friend. You just told her that she was what was wrong with the world. Bitch, what? Now all of a sudden, you're worried about, well, I thought we bonded over there. Girl, Leah, girl, go on somewhere. I'm cool with Leah. I don't know, y'all. Like, I'm good. I really want Leah and Eboni gone. Bershawn can stay. I do want another woman in there. I want somebody, maybe a friend of Luann's, because we really don't know Luann's people unless it's a man involved. Somebody. Leah, I don't know. And maybe they can make another Housewives, and, in another area. New York is large enough. And there are so many pockets of rich women friend groups with husbands that you can find in New York. You don't have to force these groups and infiltrate friend groups in order to make a show. It's stupid. Girl, go away. Because what do you want from Ramona? Because first she was this bigot, racist, everything that's wrong with the world. And now you're up underneath her fucking breast asking her for empathy and hugs. It's weird. I was like, girl, I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's fucking weird. Anyways, Leah gets upset. She goes and they go back to the hotel. Everybody leaves Bershawn and Ramona sitting at the table. And then Sonia was like, I won't leave you because Ramona is my friend. And then Bershawn and Sonia start getting into it, which we going to see later. They really, really get into it next episode. But Bershawn and Sonia start getting into it. I don't know if anybody else noticed Sonia's inflections and body language as she was talking to the black woman. Anybody else notice that? Okay. It's everybody. It comes out. It will come out. Why are you doing all that to Bershawn, Sonia? Why are you acting like that? And sister girl and her and all that stuff. I see all of y'all. Everyone's mad at Bershawn. Everybody was sticking up for Sonia. And that's what I stopped. I stopped taking notes. But we see next week that Bershawn and Sonia actually get into it. And I think Sonia ends up breaking a fire extinguisher cabinet container or whatever. It was a mess. That dinner, how they got up and left Bershawn sitting at the table. They were like, bitch, we are out of here. You've done too much. I don't know what she did. Something flipped at that table. Because for them to react like that, calling Sonia a clown, like she was, that was funny. Because later she was like, girl, do your clown thing again. Go ahead, do your clown thing. And what's funny is, I don't think Bershawn cares. I said what I said and I ain't changing it. That's what Bershawn gives me. Girl, you a clown. Look, do it again. Sonia, do it again. And then Ramona was so conflicted because she didn't know whether to get up and leave with the rest of the girls or get up and leave with or stay with Bershawn. But everybody left because they was talking about Sonia. And then she got on Leah a little bit. The way that she came at Leah didn't warrant Leah's response. Leah, you act like that lady in Victoria's Secret. Anyways, y'all, take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.